All right, what's up, y'all? Monday, August 11th, 2025. And I want to talk about welfare moms. I want to talk about women that gave birth to children while in their teens. I want to talk about these individuals because a lot of you guys, a lot of you guys allow these creatures to hit a reset while propping themselves up to be something that they're not. Do you know nothing other than a woman is trying to claim that they have a higher worth than their actions that shows otherwise. Women are the only, listen, if you go buy a car with a dent in it, you can't say it don't have a dent. If you go buy a car with 200,000 miles on it, you can't say it don't have 200,000 miles on it. Women are the only things that want you to look at them and believe the perspective that they have on their actions, as opposed to you judging their actions based on how you judge everything else, by its usage, by our legal system, our freedom. Our freedom is based on how we act in violation to our legal system. According to women, that doesn't count. Let me break down to you what I just said. A woman, if you commit a felony with a minimum of 10 years with a maximum of 75 years in prison, and you commit that felony and get found guilty of that felony, you're going to get a minimum of 10 years in prison to the maximum of 75 years. Now, of course, that's a broad window, but just go with what I'm saying. If a single mom in her 50s say, I now realize that when I was a teenager having 3 babies, by the time I was 19, I realized I brought my value down. Then you go to a 19-year-old that is 19 with 3 kids, by the time she's 19, she'll say it doesn't affect her value. Women, as I told you guys before, and I will always tell you, women have delayed logic. So while they're going through the nonsense, they're going to come up with a different perspective so you can believe it and not charge them for it. I'm not interested in a woman that got children. That now jumps out to me. At 56 years old, I'm going to tell you why you should not date a woman that got children. Especially a woman that wasn't married. When somebody commits a crime, you have to go and get inside their minds at the time that they committed the crime. Don't just say a person committed a crime. Say to yourself, what was you thinking for you to commit that crime? And women that have babies with the worst dudes in the world don't want you to say, oh, you was just a ride or die chick. You was just a hot in the ass hoe. You wasn't. Nope. You was not. They was none of that. They want you to think that they was the mature woman, thinking that man was going to marry him, thinking that they want to connect that story with all of their mistakes. When you know, and I know damn well, when you young, it ain't based on none of that. You unless they're married now. I'm not trying to ever listen to a woman that had a baby in her teens, had a baby in her 20s say, well, I thought blah, blah, blah. Nope, you was a reckless asshole and you had the baby to keep him. Because that's who you was at the time. They want to tell you otherwise. So you guys are allowing yourselves to be part of some rehab system that these women are claiming as to the reason as to why As to the reason as to why you should look at these individuals and say, yeah, I'll take you up on that. At 56 years old, I understand now. At 56 years old, I now understand the reason why I didn't have a chance at having a wife. I was a nice guy. Still is. Still is. Still is. I ain't had sex in over 3 years. I don't care. Because unlike what women try to tell you, I know my worth. And here's what I'm not doing. I'm not giving a POS. I'm not giving a POS the, what's the word I want to use? I'm not giving a POS I'm not giving her the thought of thinking she should even be able to call a guy like me. I'm not, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Do you see these women on social media bragging about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Do you see these women on social media bragging about, oh, I just brought me a 1997 Toyota? Do you see that? No. What you see is these women bragging about upper class stuff. And the reason why they're bragging about it, because they know their class of woman is not supposed to have it. So I am not the woman that used to live across the street from me. When I found out she was screwing all them guys, when I tell y'all this woman was bad, 5'2", fat, no waist, big titties, beautiful, 5'2". And I said, oh no. Oh no. I'm disciplined. So I was like, there's no way on this planet you're gonna get to brag. There's no way on this planet you're gonna get to open your door, look across the street to my house, and see a well-manicured lawn, a beautiful home, nice cars in the driveway, nice cars on the street, and you saying to yourself, I got a chance at him. Stay in your little dirt lane and keep it moving. You fine, you bad, you're not gonna be unfine and bad, you just a hoe, right? You guys are allowing these single moms to rebrand themselves like Lexus ain't nothing, like they trying to tell you that, you know, that ES3400 or ES350 they got is not a Camry. You guys are allowing women to do that. I'm never allowing a woman to do that. There's never going to be a woman to say, I got him. There's never going to be a woman to say, you know, my ex-girlfriend, she's my class of woman. That's why I still talk to her. You know, if we put things in line to get into a relationship, cool. I'm hoping that we don't, more than I don't care that we do. Honestly, if it's not her, I really don't want nobody. I only want her. But I'm still not going to allow no woman to get me based on us just hanging out, and then it morphs into that. I need some curriculum as to what we're doing. I don't have that, so cool. But you guys allow these single moms to rebrand themselves as, well, I was young and you should be glad. I seen one video. You should be glad that I had kids, because now I done did all my mistakes. That's like taking a car, crashing it into taking a Rolls Royce, crashing it into a brick wall and say, well, at least if I crash it into another brick wall, it ain't gonna be no good. So it's crashed into a brick wall already. That is a dumb analogy, but I'm not surprised, because it's coming from an individual that is at the bottom of the barrel. You see all these videos about these women hollering about, they took my food stamps. I haven't seen a man. I've seen one dude say they took me off of public assistance. He wasn't specific. I don't know if they took him off they dropped his Medicare, welfare, Section 8 housing. He just said they took my assistance away, and he was down about it. But I seen one woman that said, why they take, and they always want to talk like Nicki Minaj, or they always want to talk like what's that other chick, that Spanish chick, Cardi B. They tell me why they take my food then. That they take my food then. If they was yours, you'd have been able to sue them. But this is the narrative that they're going by. I did a video last week. I posted. This woman said, I got money. No, you don't. You guys are allowing these creatures to tell you all the things that they are, and their actions in their current position says otherwise. Listen. Last week, okay, check this out. A couple of months ago, I brought my ex-girlfriend a pair of Gucci's. Brought her the Gucci's. When I brought those Cazal P55s, when I brought them, the Cazal P55s was like $600, and I brought her a pair of Gucci frames. They was like $460. I just brought her a pair of glasses. She's worth it, right? She don't owe me nothing. But she's worth it. Last week, so they put an EV charger by my house. So what I want to do, I want to put my Nissan Leaf on the EV charger and then come home. So I got a bike. I got a fold-up bike, but even with that bike being folded up, it's too big. I gotta shimmy it in the car, the handlebars in the back of the Nissan Leaf. I said, this is not gonna work. So it was like 10 o'clock at night. I was sitting down watching TV, and I was like, a scooter, one of them stand-up scooters. But here's the problem that I had. I said, if I get a stand-up scooter at 6'1", I don't want to get a small one. I don't want to get a one with a gooseneck that's way down to my knees. You know what I mean? So I found the fifth wheel V40. That's what I ordered. The fifth wheel V40, I got it on their site, and it was $350. No. On the other sites, it was $350. I decided to go to fifth wheel site personally, and they were $400. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna pay the extra $50 because I'm not trying to buy. I'm not trying to order nothing from no. I brought it from. But my ex-girlfriend, she lives in Northern Virginia, and she rides into DC every morning, and I'm like, you could take, I said to her before, why don't you take the train? Well, she would have to walk to the train station in Northern Virginia. Then when she get off the train in DC, she would have to walk to work. So I'm like, she needs a scooter. So I brought her one too. I went to log out. Today is Monday. This is like Thursday. Logged out, paid the $800 and something bucks, and called her up the next day, blah, 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 and why don't you get a scooter? You know? And she was like, everybody up here got those, and she was like, she was in her thought about that already mode. So I was like, I said, why you didn't get one? I said, no, let me tell you why you didn't get one. You 5'10", you all ass and hips, and you just don't want to look like you too big on a scooter. We was video chatting, and she went, that's it. I said, I know that's it. I said, because I feel the same way. So I made sure I went and looked, that night I looked at videos. You know, I'm down here in North Carolina, so that I was looking at 10 videos. I've just been down here. It's been a video-a-thon for the past 2 weeks almost. Nonetheless, I looked at about 10 videos, and they call the ones that I got commuter scooters. So the commuter scooter, it has a very high gooseneck. So you got the bottom platform, then the gooseneck that comes up. So the fifth wheel has a very high gooseneck. In addition to that, on the tip of each handlebars, there's blinkers. On the back, there's blinkers. And I'm like, yo, this is perfect. It's big. So I was telling her, blah, 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 blah. And I said, and I got you one too. She said, you ordered them already? I said, I told you. When I think about it, I'll buy it. She was like, but she's worth it. I would give that woman my X3. If we never ever be in a relationship, I don't care. I just don't want a piece of it benefiting off of me. That's the only reason why, as my ex-girlfriend, she gets the right to call me. My other ex-girlfriend, Crystal Holman, went through life, did nothing but play games. Wobble her big ass around, just did nothing but play games. So call me back out of the blue, send me a text message last year. I missed you, or earlier this year in February. I missed you. Stop. You're a piece of trash. You're a renter. At 56 years old, you're a renter. You gotta when I was talking to her, her guy is still going to the junkyard to get parts for their car. Listen, you right where you're supposed to be, boo. Just keep it moving. So, going back to finishing what I'm saying with my ex-girlfriend, she's worth it. She's worth me saying, look, I'm buying me a $400 scooter. I'm gonna grab you one too. When I brought my electric bike, I told her I'm gonna get you one. Nah, blah blah blah. Wait until you get it. And then when I got it, she ain't say nothing. But I knew what was up. That's why when I got the scooter, I didn't even ask. I ordered it for her. I don't care if she never rides it. Cool. But the thing is, my point is, sidebar. I'm a giver. This is what I do. Yeah, you guys that was here with me before, remember when my ex-girlfriend and I broke up? I brought her them $600 Cazals, $400 earrings. That's how I am. It means nothing to me. And more so than anything, to my ex-girlfriend, that one that I brought the Cazals, I wanted to make sure she understood you hooked up with a good one. That's what you did. That's what you did. Because a $500 pair of glasses, buying a woman a $500 pair of glasses, buying a woman something that costs $1,000, that's nothing to me. You know, I don't live beyond my means. I'm in a 2012 BMW X5 diesel right now. Could I have gotten another one? Yeah, of course. Could I got a new one? Yep. But the price for this 2012 diesel was right on. Like I told y'all, I went in there. I brought it on my credit card, swiped it right there in front of them. When I paid for it, I said, now let me put I brought it in $2,000 increments. Let me put the $2,000 back on the card. The lady, oh, why are you doing that? Rewards points. I'm not living beyond my means. Next year we're gonna get the Rolls Royce. My birthday, I want a Rolls Royce. Another story, but that's me. That's why I was able to pay my mom's rent. That's why I was able to, in 2016, when my brother got out of jail, I went up to Jersey, put him in a hotel room for 9 days, gave him $1,000 and brought him a cell phone. That's why when my mom boyfriend, 72 years old, got into an accident, And the Mexican that hit him ain't have no insurance. I went to Hampton. I went up to Hampton Toyota, brought him a Mazda, shipped it to him. That's me. I don't. What means something to the women that I've tried to date, it don't mean nothing to me. I'm good. All right. Another story. So that's why I can do that with my ex-girlfriend. She's worked it. 42 years old, been on her job 20 years, work at the Pentagon, doing a thing. That's my class of woman. I am not buying a welfare mom a Happy Meal. You hear what I'm saying? It's not happening. A welfare mom won't even have my fucking number. You're not even worth it. You won't even have my phone number. You won't. A single mom, you can come polish my toilet. That's all you worth. I'm not trying to hear the narratives and the reason it's why you got 2-3 kids by 2-3 different dudes and how it's all on a man. You guys need to stop allowing these women to trick y'all into things and having y'all believe that they are what they're not. You guys need to stop allowing these women rebrand themselves and y'all sit there and act like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pay this new price for you now. You guys need to stop it. You guys need to stop it. You guys need to stop it. Need to stop it. A chick on Section 8 there was once upon a time, it was an embarrassment to be on Section 8. Yeah. You remember the song Ice Cube made, How to Survive in South Central? In that song he said, and I quote, and if you need some affection, mate, make sure that ain't no Section 8, because if so, that's a monkey with toe. That's what Section 8 was. Women was embarrassed about it. Lied to you. Said, I live, my aunt, they gave you an address of somebody else. Now they proud to tell you, oh, I live down at XYZ housing projects. And under the context of, I got my own. No. No. You guys are falling for it. You guys are falling for it. Stop falling for that nonsense. Stop falling for that nonsense. Stop. Stop falling for that nonsense. A woman on welfare. A woman on welfare. I'm sorry, a woman on Section 8 is a crippled chick. She's crippled. She's crippled. People, I got orthotics in my shoes right now. By me having orthotics in my shoes, I can get disability. I can get disability. Do you know the definition of a disabled person? The definition of a disabled person is when you need any type of assistance. Any type of assistance. You need to walk with a cane, walk with a walker, got orthotics. You need live with assistance. You need medication. You got to take medication every day. Anytime you need assistance, you are declared disabled. And by that alone, I'm disabled. So in hindsight and in retrospect, anytime a woman says, oh, well, I need welfare to live, you're crippled. Your finances is ass trash. Your finances is ass trash. You can say what you want. I'm not trying to hear. I'm not trying to hear. And you guys allow women you'll meet a woman, she live in public housing, and I get it now. A lot of individuals, let me tell you something. Let me go left for a second. I have helped hundreds of guys who women was on Section 8 and welfare, et cetera, only for them to say, well, she was on welfare when I met her, blah, 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 blah. And y'all live together, yeah. And I'm putting in my mind, blah, 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 blah. Then she put me out, blah, 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 blah. Bruh, you one of those dudes. You went after a woman on Section 8. You wanted to be the man in her life. Whenever she needed something from the store that cost $5, you want to say, I'll get it, it's $5, and I got money. It's easy to impress a bottom of the barrel chick. It's easy. They're easily impressed. But they want to act like, oh, they want to bump up these standards and have y'all paying high dollar value for these things. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. I will never in my life allow a woman to tell me that I am on assistance. I'm on assistance. I will never allow a woman in my life to tell me about her value if she's on assistance, about her value if she's on welfare, about her value if she's a single mom. I won't allow it. I meet a lot of you guys that meet these low-tier women and you start families with them. Part of this perspective and narrative, and part of the reasons why you have the problems that you have is because you had a baby with a $2 chick. That's why you have the problems that you have. Part of the reasons why you have the problems that you have is you decided that sex was going to be a bigger part of your affiliation with a woman as opposed to building and growth. I never dealt with a woman based on pleasure and based on fun. If I did, I paid her and she was done. And I did that twice in my life. And I will refer back to that before I get into a relationship with a $2 chick under the context of I'm even worth the thought of a relationship, let alone y'all put a baby in them. Not understanding that. Not understanding that. These welfare chicks, they're broken. These single moms, they're broken. And the older they are and the older their kids are, it'll help you give it a better understanding. If they had a baby in their teens and 20s, they're broken. If they had multiple babies before they even turned 20, they're broken. You guys got to understand that. These chicks are broken. They're broken. And they can't be fixed. It's unfixable. Women aren't designed to be this broke. Listen, there's two types of perspectives to breaking. It's broken if you take a, listen to this analogy. I haven't said it in a while. If you take a glass, and hold it off the ground 3 feet and drop it, it'll break. You take that same glass, take it up to a 50-story building and drop it, it will shatter. It's the difference between broken and shattered. These women are shattered. They're beyond repair. You have done something to a point in which there's no return. You have absorbed a certain amount of hurt and pain that there's no return from it. There's no return. There's no return. You guys, there's no return. It's not. No return. No return. It's like getting burnt. It's like getting burnt. It's like getting burnt and then think that when it heals up, there won't be no marks of it. There will be marks of it. There will be marks. These women out there being in very, very, very hot situations is torturing them. And they think they can survive it. These women are shattered. They're beyond broken. Let's say that. They're beyond broken. These women are shattered. But they will come to you, smile to you, talk to you, know how to say all the right things, to dog walk you into giving you some pussy, and you fall for it. Dog walk you into putting a baby in them like a fucking idiot. You're out of your damn mind. And then proceed to tell you what you don't mean. Proceed to tell you, oh, you ain't nothing. Never happened to me. It attempted. It was an attempt. I spoiled that. I dealt with that quick. Real quick. Real quick. The man that y'all, listen, here's what I realized. Here's what I realized. You cannot, under no circumstances, get something to mean what you want it to mean by building it unlike the way it should be built. For example, if I want to build a plane, I don't need to use a car frame. If I'm trying to build an aircraft, why am I starting out with a Volkswagen Rabbit? If I'm trying to build a car, why am I starting out with helicopter blades? Why? You guys, you let things morph into different meanings as it changed. Oh, we done had a baby now. Now we done growed into a family. Oh, we done did this now. We done grown to this. No, if you didn't start out like that, it's not that. It's not that. It's not that. I never was like that, bro. Never was I like that. Never. I have met women when I lived in Pennsylvania. I have met women that wanted me on a fuck buddy relationship. I killed that real quick. When I found out they didn't want a relationship, nope. Up in Pennsylvania where I lived at, it was a university. I realized women would come up to that town, find them a piece of dick just until they graduate and they gone. They ain't care. I don't want to be part of that. Sex don't mean that to me. My value means more to me than giving myself to somebody, and more so than that, allowing somebody to say they had me. Only to hear you ain't say that when you was all up in this pussy. That's why I don't let them give it to me with ease. I turned down more than 20 pimps. Trust me. It don't work on me. Y'all allow these women to hit y'all with all these perspectives and narratives to their worth when all their kids say otherwise, where they live says otherwise. And listen, check this out. I'm gonna end this with this. If you just met a woman that worked at McDonald's with 2 kids, go on YouTube and find a woman that work at McDonald's with 2 kids and see what she say. If you know a woman that got 4 kids by 4 different dudes, go on social media and find a woman talking about how hard it is with 4 kids by 4 different dudes. And that is what you're dealing with. Don't allow these, because that woman that made that video, she ain't gonna tell a man about them struggles. She's not. She's not. She's not. And when you are ready and you need a consultation so you can avoid from being with one of these creatures, you will text message us, $50 consultation, I'm ready when you're ready, to 732-875-9111. My secretary Lydia is on standby. The company is slowly being put together. It was going to be the Family Court Investigation Committee. It's now going to be the Family Court Investigation Commission. That business is going to be put in place where we're going to be offering a service where we can investigate why that judge didn't give you what you asked for. Why that we're gonna do this via finding people in the area where you at. That's what it's going to get down to. To give you an idea, we're going to notify that judge and tell him he's now being investigated. And that's how you grow forward with this company. So the Family Court Investigation Committee, that's coming online. Legal Services by Lydia, that's coming online. The League of Dads, Rochester, New York, Brooklyn, New York, and then Lydia is going to run the New Jersey chapter of the League of Dads. These are all coming soon, y'all. We growing, and stay tuned and stay with me. Later, y'all.